talk a minute, if we could, about what you do is called regenerative farming. Explain it to us what that is.
Alrighty then.
You're very familiar with the term do no harm, right? In agriculture, that is very true as well. In regenerative agriculture, it's all about expressing life. It's earthworm content, it's biological rhizosphere around the root. It's about how many native species of birds can you host on the farm. It's all about life and how we understand we work within that total ecosystem, the water cycle, the energy cycle, the mineral cycle. It was all perfectly designed, and then we came along and we screwed it all up.
Bet you're all wondering why I asked you here.
In conventional agriculture, we use herbicides to kill weeds, insecticides to kill insects, and fungicides to kill fungus. It's all about killing things.
Say hello to my little friend!
So regenerative farming is really looking at farming from a different perspective, if you will. Looking at total ecosystem function. Probably the best analogy for regenerative agriculture, and then I'll dive in a little deeper. Regenerative agriculture is when you realize that you did not inherit your land from your grandparents, but rather you're borrowing it from your grandchildren. And so understanding that everything that we do, from reducing the amount of tillage, reducing chemicals in agriculture, using cover crops, rotation, fallow, animal inclusion where possible, all of those things are helping build the resilience of the farm. Most farmers today don't recognize that they grow food because they don't have a direct connection to the end consumer to get that immediate feedback. Now, immediate feedback is always helpful in any business. It's just not always fun, because when we make mistakes, our consumers will let us know about that and expect us to correct it immediately. And we're grateful to have that feedback. It's also the difference between being a price maker and a price taker. If you're growing corn, beans, and wheat in a conventional setting, you take that to the elevator and you take what they pay. You don't really have a differentiation between your corn and your neighbor's corn. It's all just corn. Now, the corn growers, the soy growers, they're very, very concerned right now and want to be at the table to talk about how we produce food in this country. Now, I have a question for you. What percentage of agronomic corn in this country is for it goes to human consumption? You have an idea?
I would say maybe 2%.
2% is the right number. It's 2% of corn, 2% of soy, 35% of wheat goes to human consumption. So bread and pasta. The balance of that is, of course, taught by a veterinarian. The veterinarian was Dr. Dan Skow, and he studied under someone by the name of Dr. Kerry Reams.
Oh, sure.
Dr. Kerry Reams was a physician who 2/3 through his career stopped seeing patients and became an agronomist, because he had made the connection from human health back to soil health. And he said, if we don't correct soil health, we will never get human health right. He also worked with someone, Dr. Charles Northern. Dr. Charles Northern wrote a white paper and read it into the congressional report between World War I and World War II, talking about the low percentage of men who could pass a physical for military entrance. That was back during World War I, or right after World War I, prior to World War II. Today, 77% of young people from 18 to 30 years old cannot pass a military physical. We haven't gotten any better. We actually got worse. Back to Reams and Skow. First thing Dan Skow said to me was, I'll teach you all the chemistry and the biology that I've learned over my 40-year career. But unless you have a relationship with the creator, you'll never understand it.
I love it.
That was the first time I had heard that in a professional setting. And so the first 30 minutes of this 3-day course was a devotional each of the 3 days. And it was about opening your mind and your heart to understand creation and understand how we can positively impact it, or at the very least, stop negatively impacting it. And it really was the beginning of us starting to learn why what we're doing is important, from a fertility aspect, from a cover crop aspect, from a tillage aspect, understanding more and more all the time. And we're continually learning. We don't have this figured out by a long stretch. What we've learned, the biggest lesson we've learned over the last 40 years is how little we know. And once you recognize how little you actually know, it's the beginning of wisdom.
I love that, looking at the soil from the aspect of it being a sacred element. You know, I think that's a beautiful concept. And that was something that you were fortunate to be able to be introduced to, because, you know, we look at humans as being almost gods today. I think we don't need somebody to look to and be able to give thanks to. We think it's all human potential in our minds. But when you look at what we have been given, we've been given this earth, and we've been given all the elements, and we've been given all these wonderful, beautiful bounties of food and everything that comes from the soil, the plants and the animals, and all those things. They just didn't just come out of nowhere. They were designed, they were created. There was an algorithm. Everything has an algorithm, you know? So it's beautiful.
You can't create order out of disorder. This did not happen as the result of an explosion. Impossible. It takes far more faith to believe in evolution than creation. What I'm trying to do, I'm very, very fortunate that I get to experience my faith every day because I work with nature.
Mm.
What I'm trying to do is better understand it and understand how nature works. Regenerative agriculture is about working with nature versus fighting nature. It's about life versus death.
My friend, I spend hours every day researching to find the best evidence-based natural remedies to help you and other people reclaim their health without drugs. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. And I encourage you to take advantage of the opportunity to join my Gut 911 community. You see, for the next 100 people who join, I'm offering a free lifetime access so you could be around people just like you on the journey back to good health, supporting each other, helping each other, and learning from me. And in case you didn't know it, my community normally costs $49 per month. So take advantage of it while it's free. So I encourage you, until next time, do something good for yourself. Take a proactive role in your health and have a great day.